Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Michi Makes Up. If you're new to the channel or you're returning for this content, it would really help me out for you to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell to get all notifications. You'll know whenever I have new content posted. Today we're going to take a look at the Westman Atelier Sun Tone Bronzing Drops. These just launched and I picked up 2 of the shades. There are 4 in total. The 2 shades that I picked up are going to be Soliel Parfait 1 and Soliel Parfait 2. So this is the light tan and medium tan. It goes from light tan all the way to rich deep tan. And I just want to spend a moment, because we're talking about luxury beauty, the packaging. These are just dripping with summer vibes. All of them come in either like a blue-green aquamarine shade. Just reminds you of different shades of like tropical waters. It's so beautiful. So we have the shade information and product name with a sticker at the bottom, and then this is a twist cap, and we have this cute logo here of Westman Atelier. And then these drops, I've already swatched them on the back of my hand and put a short video on social, but I'm going to do the same thing here. I don't really even have to squeeze the bottle and the drops come out, but squeezing would make things faster. So I did put a little bit of pressure to demonstrate just now, and I'm not going to put another drop on. We can just see what this is like after blending, and then we can add another drop after that. I'm going to leave some room here because we're going to compare against the medium tan, but it's very easy to blend just with the finger. We'll probably try with a brush for the other shade. Thank goodness these are unscented, and they're supposed to leave you feeling hydrated, but with a matte finish. And I actually do not have liquid bronzer, like any kind of liquid bronzer product, so this really grabbed my attention. Some other kind of skincare ingredients they have in here is that it's supposed to be hydrating, lightweight, and nourishing for the skin. In the Westman Atelier demonstrations, we really saw this applied on top of makeup on the models. So that's what I'm going to do today. And I like to try this in in 2 different applications on top of all of my makeup. One is just more of a targeting, bronzing, maybe even a little like chiseling effect, especially with the darker shade, the medium tan. And then the other is just to like apply it all over the face to give it this warm glow. I am heading to an island vacation, and I can just see myself as I'm catching the rays. My body's going to be a lot more tan than my face, so I can see putting this all over my face to warm up the complexion for a better match, and then go about my day. So we'll try that, but this is what the back of the hand looks like now that it's been like a minute or 2 since I applied it. Another thing is it's not tacky. There's barely any texture. So my assumption or prediction is that after we finish all of the demonstration at the end of the video, it's going to have even less of that texture. And there's barely any now. I expect there to be less. So let's go in with Parfait 2, and I'll do the same thing here. Big drop on the other side of the hand. And we will go in with a brush. And with a brush, it definitely diffuses into a bigger area. It looks a bit more blended, whereas with a finger, it's a bit more targeted. So that's something to keep in mind too, is your style of application is going to affect how the product builds or diffuses. And so now with that done, let's get into putting it on the face demonstration. I'll talk about the makeup that I do have on at the end, along with like probably a light comparison, because I don't actually have other liquid bronzer products. So we're going to start with Parfait 1, and again, I'm going to put it on the back of my hand. This is my palette with 1 drop, because we saw a little goes a long ways. And then I'm just going to tap it onto my cheek. And I know I already have blush there, but I'm just warming this area up as if I've gotten some really good sun in just the right areas. tapping it, and it really spread very nicely, diffused really beautifully. I'll put a dot up here as well. And then I just want that maybe along here. So this is with Parfait 1 applied just to really targeted areas versus no bronzer whatsoever on this side. It's just blush. It's really subtle and beautiful. So easy to work with. That's really exciting. Very promising so far. Now I'm actually going to go in and warm up the whole area. I'll probably go a little bit lighter around here, this area here, but I'll do more of the forehead, definitely along the chin, and then just even like the nose, but I'll keep some areas, you know, the highlighted spots to stay highlighted basically. And then I'm going in with a brush to do that because I really want to make sure, since it's going to be mostly all over the face, for it to be very well blended and diffused. So this is with the Parfait 1 applied all over the face. I really did leave this spot here, kind of like a triangle. It's very classic, leaving this part lighter than the rest of the face to give it dimension, but I did put some on the side of my nose all the way through. And I went back on, you know, what's left on this finger and kind of dabbed it as well after I diffused everything out. So hopefully now you can see more of a stark difference between the bronzer, the more shaded side of the face versus the side with nothing, no bronzing product on or bronzer product on. Again, really easy to use, and I definitely feel like I've been out in the sun when I see this. I think it's really beautiful, and all I did was that single drop I used at the beginning before I started this demo, and that's it. I didn't go back with a second. Let's go back with a second application though. And we're gonna go into the targeted areas again. So I'm not gonna put this all over the face, just the targeted areas to look a bit more bronzed. And I'm using my finger again, although I could go back in with a brush. Let's just see how well this all diffuses. So this is now with 2 applications on the targeted spots, and I would not use probably 2 layers. I'm very comfortable. I think it looked great on the first layer, but for demonstration purposes, I went in with 2. I think now you can see there's a little, you know, this is not all that even, and I think that's really with the layering. I also think like the makeup that I had on, I've worn it for a couple hours. So if everything was applied fresh, I feel like it would be easier to blend everything out, you know, on clean skin with freshly applied makeup versus something that's kind of set. So applying the second layer and seeing how some of it's not fully blended is, I wouldn't knock the brand or the product at all. I feel like it looked great. First application, it looked great, which is how I would normally wear it anyway. So let's move on to Parfait 2 on the other side. With Parfait 2, I'm going to do the kind of targeted method again, and then I'm actually interested in maybe putting a little bit more emphasis along these parts here to deepen and give me some contouring effect. And this is Parfait 2 with 1 application. I think it looks great. I think it looks really, really good. Now I'm going back in that same drop and then putting it here. I'm just using my finger, but I might get the help of a fan brush. I'm going to use this fan brush from Sonia G's Lotus set because I need some help blending, more diffusing. This is with the product applied to the contouring spots, and I think it looks great. While I did layer on the product this side, I did not layer them on top of each other like on this side here. And I'm not going to do that because we've already proven these are buildable. And I think it looks great the way it is now. It'll be just way too deep with 2 layers applied of the medium tan Parfait 2 shade. So I'm just gonna leave it like this. I think these are both suitable for a bit of that contouring. It's not gonna give you a really chiseled effect because that's not what they were formulated for, but you can definitely play around, layer, sculpt a bit. So there's versatility in the product, definitely, with not only how you apply them, but also how you might layer on top of each other, or just layer in terms of putting it in different areas of the face. This is really pretty. And you can see my face is a lot deeper than my hand and arm. And these areas, especially like driving, is where I get most sun throughout the winter. And you can see it's just really deep in. I feel like now I'm just ready for this beach vacation. With the demonstration out of the way, I did want to talk about the makeup I'm wearing today. This is a look that I've recreated 4 days in a row because it's just so beautiful, so easy. It's a monochromatic look. But I did use a couple of products to achieve it. So the first thing I did was to take Merit's single eyeshadow. This is the solo shadow called Mid-Century. I did end up putting a lot on my pinky. You do not need this much. I use a brush, in fact, and I just dab it on to apply. You have a bit of time, I would say maybe a minute to blend the product, and you can still blend it afterwards, but using a finger would be more difficult. I think using a brush that's either synthetic or a hybrid of natural and synthetic fibers is going to help you move the product. But after that, it stays put. And I have I've stopped using eye primer. The silicone ingredient irritates my lid, and I use now a waterless shea butter eye cream. And it's pretty hydrating. There might be a little bit of creasing for those 2 reasons, but otherwise it doesn't budge. Like this is how I look at the end of the day with this eye makeup. So I put that on first, blend it out, and then I go back in with this Chanel pencil that is actually a similar shade. It's lighter and has more of like a yellow tone to it. And then I go just above the lash line, blend it again to the kind of just like a line to the outer corners. And then I go in with this RMS Beauty blush crystal slipper. Oh, so gorgeous. I'm wearing this blush today as well. It's so gorgeous. This is crystal slipper, just the most soft, iridescent, but it's more like a sheen. There's a little bit of sparkle, but you see more of a sheen than anything else. And I tap that just on the lid here to give like a slight dimension, but it's not like you're putting sparkles on, and it looks monochromatic with dimension, and there's some interest to it, and it's so easy to do in the morning. For a little bit more drama, I then, or I guess not just drama, but just like a little bit more pop in the eyes, I go back in with the Chantecaille Silk Infused Liner. This is in the shade Earth. And this goes on the upper waterline. If I have time, I'll do a little bit here, and then I'll go in with the brush again into Mid-Century. Take a little bit of that and then just kind of smudge it on the lower lash line. And it takes some of this pencil, just makes it a little less harsh and more blended in. So that is my makeup look before I apply this gorgeous bronzer on. And then for comparison, the Merit Beauty Bronze Bombs. Honestly, they're really not that similar. The bombs give off a natural balmy finish. So it has more of a sheen because of the oils in this product. And I think you can see what I mean. You get this like natural, healthy glow to it that's not matte. It has a bit more sheen, reflective quality. This, however, is matte. And it really does feel a little bit like clay, but it is malleable and you can diffuse it. Both this shade here from Soliel Parfait that I have and the two bombs, they are lighter than Westman Atelier's Parfait 1 and 2. So I will get more color with these products. The only thing I can think of that makes me maybe not grab for it every day is that you do have to spend just a little bit more time than you do with this balm or even this Soliel Parfait bronzer here. However, if you've been using bronzers, I think it's gonna be very quick. It wouldn't even be that big of a change in your routine. It's just that I don't use it every day, so it might take me a little bit. However, for somebody who's not an expert at this in any way, I found it super easy to apply it on. I think it's beautiful. Both of these products are available on the Westman Atelier website, but as well as Sephora. I'll have some links below. And that is really it for this video. I'll go back in for a check on my hand. There's really barely any texture. So that lightweight formulation that they talked about, I very much feel it. Really no tackiness at all from the product. I think it's really nice, really nice. Hope to come back later on to give you an update when I've had more time to try this product over several days and weeks. If you've watched the video to the end and you're not subscribed, subscribe to this channel and ring the bell to get notified every time new content is launched. I'll see you guys next time. Ask any questions below. Bye.